Fushiguro is from the Zenin bloodline, but he's talented.
Hold up. Time out. The fuck you mean Fushiguro is a Zenin? As in Megumi Fushiguro? So this week I sat back, I relaxed, and I was ready to watch some nice chill JJK episodes. But that didn't happen, because these episodes were a little too action-packed. I'm trying to take it easy, man, and these JJK bastards, they're keeping me on my toes. This week I watched episode 14 to 17. Anyway, starting with episode 14, things are starting to get rolling. And this exchange event, we get introduced to a fuck ton of new characters from Kyoto.
The higher-ups at Jujutsu Tech are still trying to calculate Yuji Itadori's strength as a vessel. They want to see just how many fingers he can take.
Hey, yo, I'm telling you, these higher-ups have an island out there somewhere, and they're using it to full advantage. That's enough about higher-upstein Island. Let's talk about these cursed pieces of shit. As you all know from my previous videos, I'm not that high on this Gito bum, but I do have high expectations, especially now that he's sitting back and kind of pulling the strings on these crazy strong apparitions. Like for example, he seems to let Mahito try out his shitty plan without interfering too much. Although it's not one of my favorite tropes, I think the behind-the-scene puppet master role kind of fits Gito perfectly. The scar on his forehead is something that I've been curious about for a long time. And also, why is this bastard not dead? It's a little late to bring it up, but there's no way Gojo spared him on purpose, right? Like, I get they hinted at a previous friendship, but Gojo just doesn't seem like the type of character to take half measures or not have the stomach to do what needs to be done and kill Gito, right? So I'm guessing he pulled a fast one on Gojo, which I really hope is the case, because it would really elevate Geto's character a lot. I just thought of a quick little theory. Hear me out. So we've been hearing about pact this, pact that. What if Gito made some sort of pact with himself that allowed him to survive Gojo, but it resulted in the scar? Speaking of Gojo...
Yeah! We'll record us playing catch with a stale rice ball while discussing economic policies. Then we'll post a video and go trolling.
Gojo needs to grow up, man. Become mature like us real men. Am I right, Nanami?
That was before Rika got freed. Apparently it was an overwhelming win, but I didn't get to see it since it was held in Kyoto.
Hold up. If I remember correctly, I thought Rika was freed way back in like Film Zero. What does she mean by this?
Fushiguro is from the Zenin bloodline, but he's talented.
Hold up. Time out. The fuck you mean Fushiguro is a Zenin? As in Megumi Fushiguro? His mom must have been the Zenin, right? Or else why is his name not Zenin? Or maybe his dad is a deadbeat, which was hinted at, and he was kicked out of the clan or something, so he couldn't take the name? So this means he's related to Maki and Mai. Is he like their cousin? This brings up a lot of questions. I guess he just has his Zenin blood, but not officially a part of the family, or else it would be a much bigger part of his character. And since he uses Shikigami, does that mean that the Shikigami are the family's ability, like the Zenin family's abilities? Does he have like a family ability, or is it all his own thing? Anyways, Megumi has been my guy since day one, and the stocks just keep going higher, man, but I don't know how I feel about this.
Alrighty then, everyone from Kyoto, this is Sukuna's vessel, Yuji Itadori.
I genuinely can't hate this guy. I'm not even lying. The first time I watched this, I was laughing my ass off out loud. Had me looking like a crazy person. Fuck you, Gojo. But you are hard to hate, man. Well played, Gojo. Well played. So we get to right before race day, and guess what? Just like Gojo always says, fuck the higher-ups. Because this ugly-ass principal is sitting there plotting on our boy Yuji's death. And most of these bums are okay with it. Props to Toto for saying he'll do what he wants. You can tell he doesn't want to directly disrespect his principal, so he makes some lame excuse about catching some TV. But props to Toto, man. Props. On the other hand, the Kamo clan piece of shit. I'm assuming the Kamo clan is either one of the big three, or at least well-known. Mai and Mechamaru seem to all be okay with killing our boy. The blue hair girl, Aiko, I forget her name exactly. You know who I'm talking about. The Gojo D rider. That lady and the blonde witch lady, Momo, they seem to be kind of hesitant to kill our boy Yuji. So Gojo drops a piece of knowledge on us about the Curse Gang. It seems that there's like some inside man or woman. Come on, guys, it's big 2026. Women can be traitors too, right? Anyway, the point is there's a fucking traitor at Kyoto, right? That's helping the curses. I'm curious as to who this could be. We meet a lot of new characters, but I have nothing to go on so far, so I won't make any theories. Fuck that. Actually, I'm gonna guess that this Kamo bastard is the rat, because fuck that guy. Moving on to episode 15.
But before we begin, let's hear a few words of well-appreciated encouragement from the always eloquent Urahime Iori.
Huh? Well,
Hey, sorry, time's up.
Gojo, you jerk.
There's definitely some tension between Gojo and this Urohime lady. Maybe they were a couple at some point. Either that or she definitely likes him. So before Yuji was dead, our gang at Jujutsu High had a plan to deal with Toto, right? The plan was to allow Panda or Megumi to deal with him. Let me tell you something based on my immense knowledge. And by immense knowledge, I mean I've watched roughly 17 episodes of the movie, so I'm pretty much an expert, right? Pitting Megumi versus Toto is a fucking horrendous idea. Whoever came up with that plan needs to check themselves into JJK preschool or whatever the fuck they have and restart from scratch. Now let me tell you why. My assumption is that JJK is one of those shows where the adage styles make fights is true. At least I really hope it is, because that's what real life is like. You could be a better fighter than someone, but sometimes your style just doesn't match up well against them. And from what I've seen from Megumi, he's a finesse guy, mid to long range fighter who uses skill and wit to get by. He doesn't have an ounce of tank in him, and probably can't take the big hits back to back from a guy like Toto. Panda, on the other hand, is a tank unit. So even though Megumi may be stronger, which based on everything I've learned, he most likely is stronger than Panda, Panda is a much better matchup against Toto. But realistically, they probably both lose to Toto, because this guy reminds me of Uvogin from Hunter x Hunter. This guy's a fucking beast, man. But anyway, if you're gonna delay him, send Panda out there with this gorilla mode that we learn about next episode.
To be blunt, we weren't counting on your abilities anyway, so it won't matter too much if you have to quit.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Now, if there was ever a perfect matchup for Toto, it's our boy Yuji. He's the definition of a tank. He can take hits from Toto while wasting his time. Based on all the glaze, he most likely can't beat Toto, but that's okay.
I'm sorry, Megumi. I know. You wanted to take on Toto.
No, I'm fine. Either way.
Gotta love Megumi, man. For the love of the game. Doing whatever it takes to get the dub. No ego, all heart. Now I just need to get the confidence up, big fella, and we can clap some Sukuna cheeks, am I right?
What if you made me even dumber than I already was?
Don't worry about that. Takata says men are perfect when they're a little bit dumb.
On the other side of things, we got these two nuclear scientists going at it, right? These two geniuses.
A tall woman with a nice big ass. Like Jennifer Lawrence.
He's a legend for this, but I don't want to be a party pooper, but I feel like J-Law doesn't really fit that criteria. Am I crazy, guys? Anyway, all jokes aside, these two are like dumb as rocks outside of battle, right? I'm talking about Yuji and Toto, but their battle IQ is pretty insane, especially based on what we see in this episode.
What the hell? Did Itadori and I just switch places?
Hold on, this is pivotal. Who did that swap? We know Yuji didn't unless he has some sort of ass pull ability even he doesn't know about. And the Kamo clan said it wasn't Toto. They play it off super fast, but I feel like this is a major deal here. Whoever has the swap ability is most likely from the Kyoto side, because we know most of the Tokyo side's powers already. And whoever it is probably the Kyoto traitor. They probably want to save Yuji and keep Sukuna alive. Moving on to episode 16.
We exist in this world with our entire mind, body, and soul as a whole.
Man, Toto's a poet. I love it. So just as I thought, Toto was taking a major liking to Yuji because of how similar they are, and like sees him almost as a best friend and starts training him. Who needs friends when you got enemies like this who want to see you win, right? Big shout out to Toto. G move. We get this super interesting diagram this episode, but let's come back to it at the end of the video. Episode 16 is centered mainly around this battle between Panda and Mechamaru. And guess what? Just like I predicted, Panda is a cursed corpse created by Principal Wareuchi Monchi, or whatever the fuck his name is. But there's more to it. We find out about his cores, which I think is pretty dope, that he has two siblings with him at all times. We get to see Gorilla Mode, so whatever his sister's form is, I bet we're going to be seeing that in the future too. The most interesting thing we learn about Panda, however, is that despite being a brawler, the guy is actually the brains of the squad. He's a great strategist and manages to essentially win the information war against Mechamaru, which leads to him winning the fight. It's like Sun Tzu says, if you are weak, your opponent should think you are strong, and if you are strong, your opponent should think you are weak. See, I know some things, guys. Come on now. Getting back to Mechamaru, we find out that he was born disabled, and he's essentially remote controlling the body of this robot. We kind of get to see his worldview and why he's so bitter about the world, and especially why he has feelings of jealousy towards Panda. He almost relates to Panda too much, as though he feels like he doesn't get treated as a human being with value. And he's jealous of Panda for being a non-human being who still has friends and gets treated well and has bonds. We get some nice development for not only Mechamaru but also Panda based on this dynamic. By the end of the battle, not only was I feeling for Mechamaru, realizing he's just a dude in a shit situation, but we also learned to like Panda a lot more and realize his depth. The only thing I wanted to note is that Mechamaru was born with these disabilities due to some pact before or at his birth, which brings us to question these pacts to begin with. Pacts being the core of Jujutsu. The question is, who's making these pacts? Is it their parents?
Animals can be fickle creatures, and sharing senses with them is tiring.
Who is this lady? She looks familiar as fuck. Oh wait, we saw her in JJK0. I'm locked in identifying Kyoto characters right now, because these could all be possible traitors. Please keep an eye on her. Episode 17 is where we find out why Maki is grade 4. Seems like she's being halted by her clan who don't want to see her win. We also get an idea of why Mai kinda hates Maki. She was her older sister who was the brave, ambitious one. Maki would protect Mai from curses that she could see but Maki couldn't. When she left Mai felt abandoned and also felt as if she had to now live up to these crazy expectations of the family because of Maki. I'm not saying I'm beginning to like Mai, but honestly, I understand.
Why couldn't you have just stayed and been satisfied down at the bottom with me?
The cool parallel I found is that Maki kind of reminds me almost of the opposite character of a Killua Zoldyck from Hunter x Hunter. And before you bozos call me crazy, just hear me out. Killua leaves his family because they want him to be the next clan head. He is supernaturally talented but hates the family business and wants to just do what he wants without a care about his family name. Maki, on the other hand, is not very naturally talented, at least not with curse energy. The clan supposedly does not want her to become the clan lead and instead wants her to be just a servant. She leaves, but she still wants to continue the family tradition because she wants to prove them wrong. Killua and Maki are parallel characters headed in opposite directions. I found that kind of neat. Anyway, we also get a hint that Maki's cursed energy is lacking because of some pact that was made before she was born. Again, who the hell is making these pacts for unborn babies and why? Anyway, we learned that she has intense physical abilities due to this. So overall, it looks like Mai and Mecha are out of the commission for this challenge, at least for the Kyoto side, and Nobara is out of commission for the Tokyo side. By the way, that long-range gun ability of Mai is kind of growing on me. Let's get back to that chart that we saw Panda kind of introduced to us earlier in the episode, where he guesses everyone's levels, and let's see if it makes sense knowing what we know. Maki at grade 4 makes perfect sense knowing that we know her family is sabotaging her. She's most likely, I would say, probably a grade 2. Nobara, Mai, and Aiki, whatever her name is, they seem to be fine at grade 3, I think. I thought Panda would be a little bit higher, like a grade 2, but I guess he knows himself better than we do, right? I mean, he even defeats this Mechamaru dude who's self-proclaimed semi-grade 1. Megumi is like a perfect fit at grade 2 at the moment, I think. This blonde girl, Momo, being a grade 2 kind of surprised me, I'm not gonna lie. Especially because she lost to Nobara. But again, maybe she was holding back. Again, this is an unreliable narrator, Panda, who like doesn't know everything, obviously, and these are his like ideas of these people's powers. Inumaki at grade 1 makes perfect sense. The guy is a beast. And everyone's scared of him. Like, everyone's worried, like, during the tourney. Everyone's stressing about this guy. Sorry, I meant semi-grade 1. And then Kamo being there as well. I mean, he has to be. Like, they hype up his clan a lot, so he better be strong. And then we got the legend himself, Toto, being at grade 1. He's clearly head and shoulders above everybody else, so I guess he's a grade 1.